Folks, I have received parks where children play, apparently stalking pigeons. Yes, wild pigeons. You may wonder if he's gone insane, a perfectly valid question, but have you heard of the Goliath bird-eating spider? I'll spare you the gory details, but it's a spider big enough to devour birds. Now, Spider-Man sticks to walls like a spider, he jumps like a spider. What else does he do like a spider?
Need to look for Delaney at the ESU party.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? Just give it a bit. I'll just go. I'll go and just wait till somebody comes and be quiet in the meantime.
Halloween party. Guess I don't have to change. Delaney's dressed as one of my greatest foes. Let's find out which one.
Why you guys gotta be so nasty?
I'm just trying to do my job.
Well,
Everyone's in costume.
can you even hear my game? Can you hear me? That's fine. That's good enough.
Delaney's here somewhere. I have to find him before Lee does.
Hey, look at us! The Spider-Man!
Oh, so look at that. Hello, salty pickle.
Dude, what's with the white spider?
Welcome.
Dude at the dollar store?
Audio's good? Oh, thanks. That's good to hear. It always messes up if I join a party.
Excuse me, are you Dr. Delaney?
Spider-Man, my nemesis. You won't catch me this time.
Oh, that's the dog.
Oh no, smoke. Whatever will I do?
How's everyone doing? Good days? Good days? Good vibes? Like always, I don't plan to stream that long.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Just a little
I've worked on
bit.
that helmet for a week.
I need to find Dr. Delaney.
Just, jeez, dog.
Who are you?
I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Smart ass.
Stream a little bit, talk about whatever that's on anyone's mind, and there we go. We probably get what time is it? 8:42 my time. So what?
Throwing down candy could be Dr.
9, maybe 9:30.
Way up there. I'm looking for Isaac Delaney.
No, stop.
I think he's on the
No,
dance floor.
it depends.
There he is. The lizard in the lab coat.
I'm gonna let him go.
Hey, look, it's Spider-Boy. Isn't some one of your nemesises? We gotta fight.
Maybe later.
Oh, what's the matter, Spider-Wimp? You afraid of my mighty horn?
Hey, what are you? Come on. Hey, fight! Kick his ass, Spider-Man! What the hell? Oh, snap!
Oh, shit.
What do you want?
There we are.
Take it easy. Just tell me what you want.
This is a joke, right? Those aren't real guns.
Those are real guns. I like how nonchalantly no one just even questioned. Said no, those are not real guns. It keeps them hostage. Ignorant fool. No one's even gonna mention that this guy has whips. Bet you those aren't real too, huh? Oh, skater hipster boy.
Don't kill us!
Come on. There we go.
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Good.
And there we go.
Happy Halloween.
I can't remember
That's
if.
some mood lighting.
No, never mind. This is not This is not the scene after we do this where it's Grand Central. It's later. Damn. Why would I think that? I've only 100% of this game too many times. Too many times to admit.
And where'd they take Delaney? There's Dr. Delaney.
They really need to. In second game, hopefully. I shouldn't say hopefully second game. You need to do wall combat and like Web of Shadows. And so you could evolve your game even more.
Who are you?
You recently began working with someone in an Oscorp lab.
How do you know that?
We don't have much time, Isaac. Tell me his name.
I'll be damned, look at that. What's up? Super Bat.
Over, Lee. Apparently the show's not over.
God, I need to stop streaming when I'm tired. You know, wake up.
Name, Dr. Morgan.
How's your day, Bass Super? How's it going? Done anything interesting? Any news on any DC stuff? Because I haven't been following.
No!
This game's just too good. Definitely the best Spider-Man media we've had in a long time. Probably could hear me press these buttons, it's probably annoying.
That's all of them.
If I think it's too bad, then I have to switch to my headset mic. Day's been good on you? Oh, it's always a good day here. Like, frickin', another semester of, or another year of college. It's in 2 weeks. It's gonna be fun. It'll be last year of college, so hopefully that's gonna turn out well.
That guy again.
Oh god. Yeah, Batfleck's done double spotted in UK.
Oh, what did Lee do to these
Still
people?
crazy that's a Flash movie.
Believe me, this is for your own
They're
good.
advertising more of Batman than Flash, and he's in his own movie. Or it's his own movie. Don't understand it. Hopefully that movie doesn't bomb. That would suck. Only say that because they're gonna have a lot of freaking Batman in there. And Flash.
Yeah, that's me.
How are you gonna
Explain
juggle
later.
those characters?
Right now, you need to find a Dr. Morgan Michaels. Martin
You
Lee's
know
going
they'll
after
probably
him.
have more Batman. Yeah, they will. Watch there be a surprise. Christian Bell appearance. Make it a multiverse.
I think he's the head scientist on this Devil's Breath project.
That's what DC likes to do with their movies. They like to try to compete with Marvel. Marvel's doing multiverse. And now DC's like, oh, we have to compete now.
So did I.
Okay.
Who could go
I
back
have
in
an idea on how
time?
to find him. I'll let you
Oh,
know
the
if it
Flash
works.
can. Well, do that. I don't even know what to do now. I don't even know what Yuri said. Oh, okay, we'll do
Hey,
that.
did you find Dr. Delaney at the party?
Yeah, but so did Lee.
What happened?
It's a Oscorp
He made
tower.
him kill himself.
That's horrible. We have to stop this guy.
We will.
God,
Before
I need to
Delaney
move
died,
the
he gave Lee a
switch
name.
away from this
Morgan Michaels.
right corner of the TV so I could read the message.
Not sure, but I bet he works on the Devil's
Weirdly
Breath
enough,
project.
the messages you guys put pops up first on the TV. I don't understand.
A few years ago, Osborn came to Fisk and asked
It made me happy because now it's confirmed that Batfleck will be in Sue and not just
For
Bruce
Devil's
Wayne.
Breath?
If it's as dangerous as we think it is, I can see why.
Well, that would have sucked if he was just Bruce Wayne. He's not that good of a Bruce Wayne.
Destroy all records of it. All I have are invoices from Osborn's personal account to Fisk Construction.
Just because they wrote it in like, oh, he needs to be like a darker version,
Everything
but
leads back to Norman
he's not even a
Osborn.
dark, he was just
It's
depressed.
time to pay him a visit.
Well, no, that's a
I
lie.
doubt
He
he can
killed
tell you
people, so.
anything.
Wasn't planning to ask.
Still hated how they made Batman kill. I always say, did it look cool? Yep. Was it stupid? Yep. But I'm just over here waiting for the frickin' video games to come. Everything's getting delayed.
Folks, you've no doubt heard about the
And I
riot
wouldn't
at
be
Empire
surprised
State
if it
University.
gets, something gets delayed again
This is
to
not
2023.
your usual toxic mix of underage drinking, entitled millennials, and hormones.
Okay.
So what would be
That's
the
how I can get into
difference?
Norman's office. Can't get in there without shutting
Nothing's
down some
coming out.
security systems. But if they see me, they'll put the whole place on lockdown.
And we all know Rocksteady likes to take 100 years just to promote their games
I should be able to hack into the security network
until
modules
it's
from
the
outside.
last minute and then they go all out. Like, yeah, we'll
They're
give
gonna
you
have
a
the cables.
cinematic
Just need to
trailer
follow them to the security module.
and just wait a whole another year to show
Looks
our
like there's
game
4 of
again.
these around the building. That should make things easier.
Not any screenshots or teaser. Well, screenshots that I know of.
Sable Team Alpha standing by. Looks like an electrical problem.
All I see are people just fan arting it.
Just when I thought it would be easy.
And they promote people's fan art. I mean, come on. Do a trailer. Do a gameplay one.
Looks like we have some sort of software problem. We're calling in a specialist.
But I like how people would say that, oh, the reason it's all delayed and they're not showing anything is because of Avengers flopping. I don't understand that, but sure.
One of our subsystems. Initiating Delta Protocol.
Man, everybody's got drones these days.
Stable teams.
They even said that with Gotham. Oh,
we are all clear.
They even said that with Gotham Knights. That one's probably true.
There's a small possibility we have a trespasser on site. We're analyzing data now. Stay vigilant.
It's not working.
Damn it. Another subsystem is going offline.
Spooder man, thank you.
I need a team to scan the 85th floor exterior.
You don't think they ever released anything? They haven't. Follow their Twitter. They're just silent. Unless they, like I said, post anything about someone's fan art.
I'm a little busy right now.
Which is not bad, but sometimes I would think it was the game.
I think if I can get to him, I can make him talk. He knew about Dr. Delaney. He
Oh,
probably
gosh.
knows about
Oh,
Morgan
gosh.
Michaels as well.
Okay, just don't do anything crazy.
If anything, they should have showed their game because Avengers flopped. Yep,
Now I can
it
get
would
into
look better in
Norman's office
comparison.
and find out more about
That's
Morgan
what-
Michaels and Devil's.
I guess some people are worried because there are rumors that was saying Suicide Squad's live service like Avengers. I don't think it is. But if they ever came out, it's like, oh, we delayed it because Avengers flopped and 2 of DC's team-up games were going to be live service. And they're like, oh, well, time to shift gear.
It'll be your word against mine, and I'm not
I don't... Suicide Squad, I don't think that's the reason. It's just Rocksteady likes to take their damn time marketing.
What are you talking about?
You've all seen it with their 3 Batman games.
They must be talking about that file MJ found. Let's hope your computer can tell us more.
This part never made sense to me. Highly sensitive information and they put it on a PowerPoint.
The location of the lab is redacted.
It's in PowerPoint.
AI control.
I don't get it.
If that actually works, it could cure any genetic disease.
Think Rocksteady is smarter than devs behind Avengers? They are, because they... I know Rocksteady, they're more for their single player experience. So handling all these characters could be a challenge, but I think they just understand the characters more than the people behind Avengers.
Dr. Michaels keeps the only sample with him at all times. That's why Lee wants him.
Everyone who worked on that game just saw the potential of the movies doing great, and they're like, oh, we don't have to try as hard because people will buy it. And like Cyberpunk, it freaking, well, Cyberpunk did. It was a terrible game, but it sold well just because of the hype.
We need to locate Dr. Michaels.
Avengers just sucked.
I don't trust Sable to contain something this deadly.
I will always say the combat team is literally carrying their game.
If anyone knows Michael's location, it'll be Oscorp CFO.
But right now, when they showed
The place is crawling with guards.
they had a little live stream I watched, they showed Black Panther. It was pretty nice.
Sneaking into a Sable compound.
Shows skins for him, his little gameplay, but
I should head to Central Park.
I say gameplay in air quotes, it was just them doing heavy attacks and light attacks, pressing one button, so it was like, eh.
Witness reports a mugging is in progress. Move in on Central
But
Park.
it's probably being negative. I don't think
Where are you, MJ?
This expansion for Avengers is going to completely turn it around. If you want that to happen, you have to work your whole gear system, I feel.
Very, very.
You have to rework all your marketplace, how you sell your skins, and you have to rework all the gear system. That's how you turn around your game. Not freaking skins and expansions. It'll help. Not in the long run. Avengers is dead no matter what. Honestly, I could agree. And some people are like, oh, it's not dead. It's like, dude, for a live service game, it's dead. You're supposed to have over 1,000 for a live service game. And they can't have the steady flow of that at all. The only time it happens is when something new comes out. And they reported too, I looked at the player count, I think it was PC. They had the biggest player increase since launch with the new content in July. So that's obviously going to be broken when Black Panther comes out. But I don't think players will stay. They're just going to, I think, they'll just do the story and then leave. And be like, alright. Because no one wants to grind in that game. Because the loot's terrible. And that's the problem. It's like, I've been grinding the hell out of the Avengers lately because they have a quadruple XP weekend. It's probably ended by now, but that was nice. I think you need to do that every month. Have an event like that. Because it will sell you more copies. But if you ask me at the end of the day, I think Avengers needs to go free to play. That's why, honestly, they had a huge player increase, is because it was free to play for the weekend. You had quote-unquote new content, but it wasn't really, it was just I played it. It was the recycled mission from Kate Bishop back in, what, October? No, December. When she came out, it was just recycled. They were working on that for 10 months.
I will not be responsible for pandemic.
To me, it's like, I called bull crap. I was like, you probably just weren't working it out all. If you came out and said, oh, we put all of our attention into Black Panther, then it would be understandable.
Safe houses. If Dr. Michaels is in one of these, Standish might.
But if you mess up Wakanda, ooh, your game's gonna get a lot of shit. But I think it's gonna get a lot of praise. I see the reports now, they're like, oh, finally something good in Marvel's Avengers. Then it's be like, will it turn their game around? Probably not.
Come on, come on.
Because one of their dumb developers, I think, confirmed, or accidentally confirmed, oh yeah, Spider-Man's coming in December. You watched that stream and everyone was just, their faces were shocked. It was just one of those, oh, he is? And the developer was like, oh, I thought that was already confirmed. Nope. You put your team in a hole now.
Where is Dr. Morgan?
If you don't freaking deliver in December, oh boy. You can't delay him. You can't delay Spider-Man again.
He wants to kill me?
Which has me worried too, because if it took them a year to do this Wakanda thing, it's like, oh, well, Spider-Man's probably not going to be that big of an expansion now. Marvel needs to wait and look at Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, and if those games are successful, then he'll make their own. Yep.
She has Michaels in the Bowery. They're moving him to a new safe house tomorrow
Well,
afternoon.
to me, it's like,
Totally ignoring Grand Central.
if I'm Marvel and I saw Avengers flop so badly, I probably will stay away from making team-up games for a while.
What do the demons need to get at Grand Central?
That's how I feel.
What the?
Charles!
Oh.
Because your single player ones are thriving, Spider-Man's thriving, so just choose a character and make a single player game out of them. Like, I know Guardians is coming, but I feel like after that one, that's where it's gonna be like, okay, let's shift focus for a little bit. It definitely will be like that if Guardians flops. But I don't think Guardians is gonna flop. It's not gonna put numbers like Spider-Man did, but it's gonna be, it'll pass. He'll get a B. They better get that one right or they're finished.
What? MJ? No, I screwed up. It was a tension breaker.
Tension breaker, right. You know, this is exactly
But,
why we broke
well,
up.
I thought we broke up so you could focus
it's like,
on
I know
your career.
Avengers flopped so bad. It's just one of those things, it's like, okay, you may have to rethink your deal with Square Enix. But I think everyone's realized. That's just me. I think everyone's realized that, okay, we can't do that live service. Co-op superhero games is such a new thing and they went all in and failed. They could have started with a 2-player co-op. Oh, indeed. I know this is probably, I shouldn't say hot take, because that wouldn't make sense, but, well, maybe. I think, for Avengers, at least, it was kind of like a Anthem situation where when the game was revealed in 2017, that's when they started developing it. That's how I feel. It's one of those things, oh, we're making an Avengers game. Apparently. But if it's one of those, they're like, oh, we were working on it since 2015. And I'm like, damn. Really? And that's all you came up with? It's like, since 2015, you put only 2 villains in? Because if that's the case, that's just terrible. Yep. Oh, not 2. I'm stupid.
That should do it.
We'll just have to see how Gotham Knights does. Because that's the next one that's coming out for co-op games and superhero. People would say Guardians. I don't think that's not a co-op game.
Whatever it is, Tombstone's moving.
I guess it has, well, a little bit of co-op elements, but not, you know, true co-op. Play with multiple people online. It's like, plus, I don't want the companies to shift focus away completely from co-op games, because they can be successful. You just don't make it live service. Make it a good, complete story, and have co-op elements, and it'll be fine.
That truck.
And they had 4 different studios working on it, and yep, then that's the problem too. It was like Fallout 76. They had so many studios working on that one. I know, like, not the same game, but it's the same concept with the developers. It was bound to it was bound to fail with so many studios working on it. And I wonder if they didn't like their creative director, because he just left. That Sean dude. I remember seeing on Twitter randomly his name, and he's like, yeah, back at Naughty Dog. And no one even said, you know, I'm assuming from the Avengers developers, no one even said, oh, good luck. I bet you they don't like him. Probably be understandable, because he probably didn't do anything.
Let's see what's in that truck.
It's probably one of those things. He's like, oh, it flopped. What do we do from here? He's like, I don't know. I'm going back to my old job. I think Gotham Knights has the potential to have a great gameplay, but I fear that it won't hit me in the feels like Arkham games. Oh, it won't.
Probably illegal. Definitely dangerous.
That's not even a hot take or anything. Those Arkham games, no, it won't hit the feels.
Fine.
Hopefully it proves me wrong, but I don't know how you can with all these multiple characters.
Was he saying something about Grand Central before I jumped in?
It's just one of those things now where
Listen, I gotta go, Peter.
you have to, in order to me at least, have those like big intense feels.
Nice work, Mr. Superhero.
You have to do what the Arkham games did. Well, like Arkham City and Spider-Man did.
Gotta blow off some steam on patrol.
You have to kill one of the big main characters. I wouldn't do it in that game, but that's how you do it. If your stories are already good and established, you gotta kill a character off, like an Alfred. Like, that would be a character you would have to do. Where you didn't save Alfred in time. You're in the Bat family, that would be something.
Avengers Tower is so cool. But they're never around to use it.
But obviously you can't kill
the
the co-op characters, because you're going to still play as them for a good bit. Because I think they did say that game is going to get, Gotham Knights is going to get supported for another year after its release. Hopefully that's true. Just because if that game bombs, that's probably like, yeah, we're not going to do it.
For getting Miles the job at the feast shelter.
Glad to. And please call me Peter.
Let's just hope maybe that's why it was delayed.
Probably someone more together than me.
Work on the content for the next year. Someone says, how does that make sense? It's like, well, the game could be done right now. It's just bugs. Because you don't start making the new content when your game releases. I know that probably doesn't make sense, but it's like, take Insomniac for example. They didn't start, well, if they did, that'd be impressive, but they didn't start working on their DLC right after this game. Meaning, you know, when this game launched, it's like, okay, now let's work on the DLC. It's like, there's no way. If that was the case, if that literally how it works, then bravo to you people. I know that's probably different for live service games, because then that would be a fact. But I don't think that goes in the same conversation as single player DLC.
There's the Alchemax plant.
I think Rocksteady will be more successful one out of the two. It's an extension of Arkham games. People will vibe with it. That's what I've been saying. I don't know why.
Is he getting back into drugs?
See on Twitter and sometimes YouTube videos, people think it's gonna be bad. I'm like, I don't get you guys. It's like, yeah, the story from Arkham Knight wasn't the greatest, but it's nowhere like terribly bad. It's not one of those like, oh, this is such an awful story, I can't play it again. It's like, you can, it's just disappointing. That's all it is. It's just one of those for a conclusion for a series. It's not the greatest, but it's not, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say I can't go back and play it. Like an example, for a game I can't go back and play is Cyberpunk. I enjoyed remember, I was enjoying the story in the beginning, And as the more it continued on, I was just bored of it. I was like, this is just dumb.
Isn't this the chemical tombstone?
With the plot, I don't even remember the plot.
What's he doing with it now?
It just, I think they don't, freaking developers even know where it was going. I just remember the first few missions of Cyberpunk. I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, let's go.
But then in the latter half, I was like, yeah, this is boring.
I'm guessing that stuff's not for us.
That's why I never live streamed it again. Plus, it was not that long of a game, but I just knew if I kept it going, I was like, no one's gonna vibe with this or watch it. I'll just play it myself.
More dudes, more drugs. Someone's gotta check.
And it's one of those things like, trust me, you would thank me for not agreeing with that game, because it was boring. It's even boring to watch too. That's the sad part. Because the world is so, not empty, it's just lifeless. It's like, for Cyberpunk, I got in on the hype when everyone's hyping that up. I got in on it. I thought it was gonna be, like everyone was saying, oh, it's gonna be the best game ever. I'm like, alright, I'll believe you. It was like, Witcher 3 wasn't that bad. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it sucked, because it didn't. It's like, for Witcher 3, the difference is I'm not gonna go play through it again just because it's really long, so. It took me, like, 2 to 3 years to beat the game. All those years of me deleting it, installing it again, deleting it.
An inhaler to find out what's going on here.
And just one night, I was like, I'm just gonna finish it. Where's the... Oh, there it is. I agree with you. Arkham Knight's story is good enough to be able to enjoy it. There are way worse stories out there, yeah.
Alright.
Like everyone said with Arkham Knight's story, it's just... No one said it's disastrously bad, it's just disappointing. Like I said, for a conclusion, it just doesn't hit the same as Arkham City did. And that's what we were expecting, which is fair to expect, because you can't... It's like if Spider-Man 2, which is going to be hard, I think, for them, because you killed off Aunt May. So who's going to be the emotional death this time? Crap, how do I... Is it like this? And then this goes like that? No. Uh-oh. Why am I blanking? Okay, hang on, what? It's not even hard, why am I making this? Interesting. Oh. Right? So this goes... Where's the first one? There's... this. That's not gonna work. Game devs need to focus less on giant worlds and more on building rich worlds. That's a fact. Honestly. You'd rather have a map twice the size of Arkham Knight and have it be rich world than to have a Gotham 10 times the size of Arkham Knight but empty and lifeless. That's exactly true. It's like Arkham City. That wasn't big, but it was has more life in it than Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight just had random thugs there and just, yep, Gotham City. It was dumb. I didn't like it. Why am I having a hard time with this? Focus. Seriously? I think I was correct with this one, though. It was like this, that, and then this one. Where is it? I think it's this. And it was like that, that, okay, yeah. And that. That, no? Look at this, done this. Played this game a million times. Now I'm having trouble. Jeez. Took longer. See how I've been streaming for.
Diox 3 plus designer amphetamines.
40 minutes. And it's 9:18. Maybe I'll push it to 9:40 maybe.
I'm impressed. And we're
Yep.
This stuff hits the street and there'll be a huge market for it. With Tombstone as the sole supplier. Think I can synthesize
Gosh,
a
I hope Suicide Squad's so
lab
good.
supplies in that truck. Time for some artisanal science.
Oh, if it's Gotham Knights is terrible, that's gonna hurt so much more.
Single drug. Just need to test it out. Maybe I should pay Tombstone.
I don't think it'll suck, but it's not gonna be what's it called? I think it's not gonna live to the hype like the Arkham games did.
But I'll be there as soon as I can.
It's like all you have to do is be better than your last DC game, which is Origins. Maybe I think that was their last game in general, but if you're better in Origins, then fine, you get a pass in my book. But I'm in the minority with that game. I actually really like Arkham Origins.
Time to shut Tombstone down.
I think people hate it is because it's not Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill, which I could understand, but I think that's where the main distaste for Arkham Origins comes from. Arkham Origins is the only, unless you count Arkham VR, which I would count Arkham VR. But before that, it was the only Arkham game with the where you could go in the Batcave. Sure, it wasn't probably the true Batcave, but you could go there. No one gives credit to that. And it had a multiplayer too. I played that like once, and I was like, yeah, man, this is nothing. That's not a big deal. It was cool. You could play as Batman, Robin, and Joker, but it was not too memorable. I know there's probably someone out there that's like, what, the multiplayer was the best ever. Like, well, I get not really, but you say so. Just saying, I didn't want to play a Arkham game just to have legit multiplayer in it. Not co-op, but it was actually multiplayer. But who knows, like, I was young then, so if I played it again, if there was a way I could do that online, I'd probably have a lot more fun with it than I did back then. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, oh, playing online like this is not that great, but alright. Arkham Origins deserves so much more credit than it gets. I think it does too, but people just don't like it. Did I just die? Like I said, I literally think it's because, well, I know because Joker was the main baddie again. I was one of the few, I liked it. Like, I didn't care. Like, oh, thank God it's Joker. I don't know, it was just, if you think about it, it just felt weird that, Black Mask would be the main villain. It was interesting, like, oh, a new main, but Black Mask being the main villain? I don't know about that. But then again, it's like from another perspective, if they actually went with their guts, had the balls to not include Joker and kept Black Mask as the main villain, just him hiring the assassins, it would have been still good. But I know, like, no one can dispute this though. That freaking Joker Red Hood scene, that's easily top 5 in the Arkham game moments. For me at least. But that was so cool to see, that origin. Just that monologue by Troy Baker was so superb. Makes me want to play it again. It's like, I probably will. Like, I have it on 360. But I'm not gonna do that freaking PS Now crap. I got so excited. I thought you could stream PS Now games through your console. Can't do that. I find it odd.
Crazy drug lord days are done. Please.
Sure. For now. Hell of a
I know if I took YouTube serious, I could, get that Elgato stuff, but I just, I don't do this that much at all. Well, not anymore, because it's like, I don't think this might go anywhere.
Not a chance.
Plus, hearing all what ruined it too was, you just hear all these YouTube stories. It's like, yeah, it's not, looking good. Doesn't get paid that much.
I can't.
People wonder why. Well, unless not the big YouTubers, but I would say them. They get paid a lot from their sponsors.
How long Tombstone's powers will be negated for?
It's like, yeah, they get paid, a good amount with YouTube, but I think it's because of their connections with sponsors, too. It makes sense. It would be one of those things. I was like, I would love to do this as a job. That would be fun. Problem with me is that it's like, I'd probably get burnt out quickly. Plus, hearing that freaking, worrying about copyright strikes, about just little music, it's like, I don't, without all that stress, I don't want it.
I've had an epiphany. It's all about the
And then people would be like, ooh, just mute it. Yeah, but it ruins the experience.
A mind of unlimited potential shackled to a tired old body.
It's like, people are like, oh, we want to see, not for me, but when I pop in, other streams, people are like, oh, we want a live playthrough of it. For me, it's like, for the majority for me, it's like, I like playing games and experiencing it on my own. And when that happens, it's like, we could, like, after everyone's played it, then talk about it. Because that's... I know I'd get spoiled. If I randomly streamed it, someone was like, oh, he's streaming that, and they would pop in and be like, oh, this happens 2 hours later. I'm like, well, thanks. Be like, that's not a spoiler, but it's a spoiler to me. That's how I feel. I'm very sensitive with spoilers. You could just say, even with Spider-Man, someone told me, oh, what was it? Sinister Six, the main villains of this game. I was like, damn it, that would have been cool to find out, but I know it was in their marketing or their demo. Insomniac had, it's like, damn it. I mean, you have to, but I thought it was just fine of having you thinking Mr. Negative is the main villain. That would have been fine. As soon as I hear the word sponsor, I immediately think of Raid Shadow Legends. How could you not? Everyone was getting sponsored by them. And then I think the meme, it was one of those, the meme just ruined it. They're like, I don't want to get clowned for it. I don't know why you would hate it, because he's like, you're getting paid probably over $1,000. Go to the, where's the story? That's what, Snipe Hunt? Yep. Already knew because I play this game too much. In the same way, it's more immersive that way. I think it is. And I know, like, big time streamers have like a, oh, that's a subscribe only, but I just, someone could be on an off day and be pissed at everything and just say, you know what, I'm gonna spoil this, I don't care. It's like, I want to experience it on my own, so it's like, then I'll play a live playthrough with you as soon as I'm done with it. And no one of them cares about the game and the devs behind it, but they are making a bacon dough. Yeah, no one cares. With mobile games. It's a mobile game, why would you care? Some of them are fun, but freaking not gonna pay over $100 in your game, dude, to play as this certain character or this certain skin. Why would I do that? It's like Avengers. I'm not gonna pay money for your skins. That depends, though. It's like, you could quote me on that. Like, I could be a hypocrite because if Spider-Man comes out with his skins, they're actually good. Uh-oh. I don't want to spoil, but Bruce Wayne is Batman. It's like those type of spoilers. Like, even say in Gotham Knights with traversal. If they're like, oh,
okay, looks like I could optimize this.
Red Hood gets his own, you know, traversal move. Well, that's a bad example. I mean, if they say, oh, the Batmobile's in the Gotham Knights again, they're like, oh. Well, at first I'd be like, damn it. But, you know, in the end, I'm like, oh, that would have been cool to see. Make an entrance. And I forgot how to do this. Do I need this? I think I did it. Yep, there we go. I really did put a +2 when it was 1. $100 just like for food for 10 days or something to choose food. Exactly.
Looks like some impedance in this neurosensor circuit.
But it's like, you know, kudos, if you could afford it, kudos to you. It's just, for me, I would like to spend it on something physical. Obviously, if you had a few extra, you know, dollars lying around, yeah, do it, but for me, it's one of those, you know, I'd rather have something like I could physically touch. I'm like that with video games. I hate digital. Because for me, sometimes if my internet goes down, it just locks my games. If they're digital, I'm like, well, that's fun. That makes sense. Plus, it doesn't feel like you own them, too. If that makes sense. Okay. Go like that. Wait, nope. There's a PS1 racing game based off Batman and the anime series. I remember that. Obviously, I didn't play it very young back in the day with PS1. Like, I played the first PS1 Spider-Man game in 2018. It's like I didn't have a PS1 back in the day. I know you could play it on PS2 is compatible. That's how I played it, but I was already what? I didn't want to play that. I didn't care. We had open world Spider-Man games with web swinging. So why would I go to that? Because all my top 5 Spider-Man games are him web swinging. It's like I know back in the day, probably when I first started, when I was like, oh, I played Shattered Dimensions. It's like, that's a damn lie. It's like, I know I didn't play that. I wish I could find a live stream or video, probably me saying it. It's like, you damn liar, you didn't play it. You doing it probably to seem cool. Such a damn good scene. So glad the face doesn't bother me anymore. Just don't change it again.
I call that a mouth.
If you were gonna change it again, it would be just to go back to the old model. Don't change it again for someone new.
Do you need some help?
God, I hope they do.
Yes.
I think it's the hair
Doctor, what's going
that
on?
makes him look a little bit younger.
It's become that obvious.
I think if his hair was a bit
My doctors
messier,
call it
it'd look
degenerative
better
neurological disorder.
for the face.
Probably caused by
Is that Thomas
overexposure to
Holland?
toxic
It is
chemicals
not.
in my reckless youth.
Sorry,
It's one of those that
You already are.
I don't think it looks like him, but I totally could see somebody being like, make it look like him. Like what we said, it's like, make it look like 60% of Tom. I think when they revealed the trailer for the remastered, I could see him looking like Tom Holland. I think he did in that trailer.
Like to seek a position with
But after playing a lot of this game, he doesn't look like him that
I came
much.
here to work for you because of what you've got up here.
But when it, what, someone was like, oh, it looks like Tom Holland a little bit, I'm gonna be like, oh, you're a liar. It's like, I could see it. In some scenes, like, yeah, he kind of does a little bit. It's just because the eyes. He looks like, he looks like a stress-free 23-year-old a little bit. It is true, though. It's just one of those, the bags in his eyes are not present that much, like they were in the PS4 version.
I don't know, Doc. You'll need a gallium silk array to make it work. Even then, odds of injury are pretty high.
I remember, when someone's like, oh, they just, they had a year to do this. It's like, you still...
First day I interviewed here.
I always think that's an excuse, because it's like, they made this model in a year. They still could touch it up. Like, I know I'm not a genius in the development, but I don't think it'd probably be that difficult to go in there and make them a bit older.
Doc, I'm sorry. My aunt just texted.
Yeah, they definitely did it on purpose, of course.
Soon as I check our telemetry data.
I don't
I'll be back in a few hours.
It's just, like I said, I think it's the hair. I know a bit of not wrinkles, what do you say, but like bags under the eyes, more stress in the face. He looks too perfect, too clean.
Hi, May.
Let me guess.
And that's how some remasters
I'm on my way now.
happen. They may just make it too smooth.
His mother said he was coming, so...
Good. I'll be there
It's like, you want an example? Return to Arkham. There you go. For me, at least, I have to turn down the brightness to make it more like of a Batman feel. Whoop, just turn on the Xbox. Haven't done that in ages. They could age him like 3 or 4 years, just make some subtle changes. Yeah, that's... He's gonna look older in the sequel. It'd be pretty disappointing if he still looked the same in the sequel, and they just left it. Like, well, man, you guys really hate people not liking his face. But I wonder if, I'm hoping, in years' time, they'll give us the real reason. The real reason why they changed it. I think they're not saying it because everyone knows pretty much how it happened because of Sony, but I just want to know everyone's thoughts, the developers, the true thoughts, not one of those, oh, you know, I thought it was a good idea. It's like, everyone knows it's not a good idea. Plus it's like, Peter's the only one that got changed. Everyone else got enhanced, so it's like, you're literally lying, so.
You're Spider-Man. You're the amazing Spider-Man.
It's just one of those things, oh, it'll blow over. For the most part it did, but us fans, it's still like, you had no reason to do it, but.
What if there aren't any around?
I remember, I think one of them think they're like, oh, we try to make it like a young Yuri. He doesn't even look like him, so. I don't understand it. You could have used Yuri's model and de-age him. We have that technology now. We have it. We have technology. It could have happened.
Sorry, I just can't do what you do. Alright, put him up.
I remember when that news first came out, I thought,
First thing.
My first thought was, I thought that guy, Bumniak, whatever his name is, can't say his last name, I thought he did something bad.
Let them make the first move.
I thought they found like an old tweet, in this day and age, I thought he had like, so they found an old tweet he said, and they're like, oh, you're fired.
Okay, only this time, just let me have it. Right on the job, okay? I can... Oh, sorry.
I can't imagine him, he's Spider-Man, and then they gets a call, yeah, you're fired, we're not gonna use you, because Sony wants our model to look like Tom Holland now, so...
Anytime.
No character ever looks like their voice actor, but they still... But they used... What? But still they were... We want Peter to look like Yuri Lothar. Like, I don't... I wasn't one of them. It's like, I don't get it. No one... Like, yeah, they had the John model, but no one says... Well, I guess some people would, but for me, I'm like, I don't say... Like, I'm sorry to say, it's like, oh, that's John's Spider-Man. No. Everyone says that's Yuri as Spider-Man, so... I don't get it. Literally don't. I think after this Miles scene, I'll call it. Because I've been streaming probably over an hour. Which I didn't expect, to be honest. No, it's over just a little hour. Kevin Conroy has voiced so many different Batman designs. Not a single one looks like him. It's like, you can't because Kevin Conroy's old as hell. But it is true. It's just... Everyone knows their reasoning is... Like the people say is cap. Everyone knows that's bullcrap. It wouldn't be bullcrap if literally... Like Miles, Mary Jane, and even the William Solers guy, Otto. If you guys, you know, if you didn't change them, or if you change them, people are like, oh, then it's not possible. You don't see me. There we go.
Okay, let's see.
But we will never get the true answer on why he was changed. They come out and they're like, oh, it's like, oh, we want to make it more like Yuri. It's like, why? You did or Sony did?
This would be so cool. It's less terrifying.
Oh. If you ask me,
I'm in the clear.
if you wanted to change John's model so bad, or so badly,
hey, Mom.
you should have used your concept art you had.
Yeah.
His concept art for Peter in this game, he looks older than both of them.
I gave you a choice.
Yeah, and I chose this over more therapy.
I would have just used
it was
that.
helpful. The guy said everyone grieves in their own
Go
way.
with your original idea.
Okay. Sorry.
Mom.
Yeah?
Just because I don't want to talk about it doesn't mean I don't.
Vin Diesel looks nothing like Groot, but they still aren't recasting him with the tree double standards. I
gotta go.
I just don't.
I'll call you on my way home.
It's still dumb. Like, you can say all these examples to Insomniac, and they're like, oh, we don't know that.
Hey, Miles. Pete. Hey, sorry I'm late, man.
Oh, no, I'm just glad you're here.
Alright, so...
To me, he looks fine now.
What can I do to help?
Obviously, when you keep first played it, it's like, okay, it's dumb.
Meet a few people. You know what? Everybody loves coffee.
Coffee, alright.
But I just hate there
And I'll be back in a little
there are
while,
glimpses of him that looks older, but I think when you go when you're not in a cutscene and you just turn around and see his face, it just looks like a baby face.
Coffee?
Nice.
But if I was Insomniac, I would definitely, subtle changes in the face and change the hair.
It's a subatomic particle. You know, the building block of protons.
I know it's probably,
hadrons.
not many people probably agree, but I think it's the hair. I think that's the big problem. It's too generic. Especially with his face looking like that. If he had a messier hair, I know I said it earlier, but if he had messier hair, it would have been not as bad. It still would have sucked, but it wouldn't have been probably blown out of proportion that much. It was funny though. Everyone, those end all or be all people that Insomniac's the worst studio ever now. Makes Ratchet and Clank and Miles. They're the best studio ever. I remember too when they changed, or the announcement happened, they changed the face. I was about to live stream it too. Like, it's kind of hypocritical because of what I just said. I was doing the title. I was like, oh, Insomniac made the biggest mistake ever. And then, this is when I was reading it, I was like, this is dumb. I was like, no, they didn't. They didn't make the biggest mistake ever. It was just like, oh, that sucks. It's like, I wouldn't have done it, but the game is still here. It's still fine.
Sorry about your dad.
It would have been a major problem if they recast Yuri. Then that's up for discussion.
Hey, May. I gotta take off, but brought some help for you.
Hi, Miles. Nice to see you.
See, his face right there looks
Grab
weird.
an apron, wash your hands, and
I think when he smiles,
Hey, Peter.
when Peter smiles, it's like, it looks a little weird.
Thanks for that back there.
Of course.
Probably because I know the overlap of John
Sable should be moving Dr.
probably doesn't fit as well with the expressions for this dude. By the way, his shirt changed. Everyone noticed that? I noticed that first time I played. Peter wore the blue shirt and he just quickly changed in the kitchen.
With your daughter, Eileen?
Slow.
They should make him look like a young Gilbert Gottfried. Oh god. I would take it. For the lulz. I would have a good laugh.
Way to have the kids back.
Oh look, it's Glorier.
Miles has had it rough.
Sometimes it means you don't want anyone's help.
You think Insomniac would never have recasted Peter's face if they had more say? Exactly.
Thanks to your aunt, I got a job at the Coffee Bean.
I would believe that if they had a post come out, I would definitely believe them saying, oh, we didn't want to recast him at all. It's like we wanted to keep John, but since we got bought by Sony, they wanted us to make our Spider-Man look like their Spider-Man. And there was probably a lot of maybe back and forth, and then the agreement was, okay, you know what, don't make him look like Tom Holland, just a tiny bit. Make him look like him. I know snipe hunting's in the night, but no, I'll just
50-50 chance.
probably end it here. And I'll go over here. Go in the tall building. I'm gonna swing to the Empire State Building and be done. There is so much interference, sorry. So much interference that game devs or movie directors are not allowed to talk about, yeah. It's like, I know they gave us a BS PR answer just because you can't legally probably be like, oh, we changed the face because of this truth. But like I keep saying, everyone's smart enough now that it's like, you know, Insomniac, I know we blamed you a lot, but we know it was just out of emotion, but we know the real answer.
Why did I even ask?
It's because of Sony budging their heads in. They'll be like, oh, our little Spider-Man movie made $1 billion. The Far From Home. Make him look like that. And we'll make another $1 billion. Nah, dude. But Spider-Man 2 is about to just smack. I hope so. Like, one day go back. I won't ever do this, but one day, all this quoting. It's like, oh, Spider-Man 2 is going to be so good, and then it turns out to be terrible. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but... Anyway. Well, I'll read this. David Ayer, or Ayer, I don't know how you say it, made a post a few days ago about the Suicide Squad film. After reading that, I am even more convinced of how different this cut is. Or his cut is. Yeah, Maybe it's not too different. Maybe it's like Justice League. It had some different pieces. But no, I know he wanted I know there were more Joker scenes in there that were filmed. They just took it out because I don't know why. Probably didn't want the... Was Suicide Squad PG-13? I think it was. But, yeah. I'm gonna end it here. It's like, thanks for people that came out, just said hello. Thanks for Basuber staying, chatting as always. Next stream, I don't know what game it'd probably be. I don't know if I'll stream this again. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows. Thanks for coming out, people. Till next time, I'll see you in the next one. It's always fun to do these.